Hello and welcome to another showcase of a team. This time around we play with the new edition with friendly plant Serperior here, and friendly plant Serperior. Like a lot of people have hated it before the CD. I thought okay it won't be good, but let me tell you something, like from this thing is really amazing. I highly recommend you using it. If it's better than like Beganium and Venusaur, I don't know. I think they're all on the same level basically. They all have something different for them going on. Like in this case you just saw we had a Frengki Bell lead, and like both Venusaur and Beganium didn't really have like a super effective move there. At least Venusaur has like a neutral move, and also Beganium with like Earthquake, but you have to get there. You kind of need a lot of energy. But in this case we have like Aerial Ace, which helps us a lot here. And it's really bulky. Like I was surprised how bulky Serperior is in Great League. I didn't even know that, but it was like really solid there. And now we gotta catch a move here, and we had like only really good games. I played those games, by the way, during this season when I was outside walking a bit, so I wasn't even like concentrated that much. And also if you like see that my Go Plus spin some stops in the background, like that's why I'm not like at my home there. I was just going outside and try to play the C-Day and try to do some battles during that, because also like I had Star Piece on and I get like more Stardust from the Go Battle League as well then. So I thought okay, I can just play them there, record them, and like you see here the matchup against Stunfisk. Stunfisk matchup is actually always kinda iffy, because like you should win this, but you still have to shield once at least. Like in the one shield you can't just like no shield and win this. You definitely have to shield once there. I always try to seam P-tie on him here on the rock slide. So if he shields the air, I can shield as well. But I'm like it's still in a bad position. He goes back into the Venusaur, and this kind of tells me that he has Pelipper in the back. I stay in here. I could switch out into my Deoxys there at this play, but I'm just gonna go straight for the Psycho Boost. I don't really have to shield anything here. If it's Pelipper in the back, I am good with my Bastion, so should be really solid here. We can go for one Psycho Boost. I try to catch a move. He stays in for a bit and throws then, which doesn't really matter. He is in farm range for Bastion, and he has a Pelipper of course in the back. That's like a really common team, so we can just let this go and throw the move here. We don't have to worry about anything, and we're gonna finish off this game with a Bastion. But yeah, you have like a lot of good leads with the Serperior. Like there are only a few Pokemon that are really hard counter at this. Like Jirachi, you barely see a Jirachi, but my opponent has it, and it brings in an Umbreon. And okay, I knew at this stage it's most likely Jirachi, Umbreon, and Scrafty, so I thought okay, I'm most likely being screwed here. But I still played it out. But yeah, I already thought here, okay, hard counter into hard counter. That's most likely not really good for me. But yeah, my opponent's team here completely hard counters myself. If it's something else, then Jirachi in the lead, it's fine. Like most people are on Hypno instead of Jirachi for this team. And then you actually win, because you can win the switch advantage against Hypno easily with the Serperior. You just have to shield the Ice Punch or Fire Punch, and then you're basically good. But in this case, like Jirachi just resists the grass type moves, and this kind of hurts me a lot here. I'm just gonna try to farm down the Umbreon to get at least like one chance layer. Maybe if I have like enough stored energy or something, I could turn that around. Maybe he does not have Scrafty, but he does have Scrafty as expected. So yeah, this is basically a good game. I'm still gonna play it out a bit just to see how much this Frengki plant gonna do, and how good Serperior is against Jirachi, and still does like decent damage, like half health. And yeah, but it's basically over. I'm still gonna try to win the game, but I think we've seen P-tie here, and Jirachi wins Team P-tie. There's nothing really we can do anymore. Maybe if I can catch a move or something, but I think I'm also gonna quit out soon there. Oh yeah, he let go, just like, yeah. Good play on my opponent's part. 2 shields Crafty against nearly dead Serperior, and nearly dead Bastion is not the best thing. You see a Hypno lead. Shadow Hypno to be exact here, and we're gonna throw our Frenzy Plant immediately, and look how much damage this does. I'm gonna shield here. It's fine for me to shield. It's definitely okay. It's Ice Punch. I know that this person runs Ice Punch because it's like really common for the line. It's also like a line that very work, I think. implemented, and it's like really common right now, like Hypno, Double Dark, or Hypno, Scrafty, and a Lick user, and my opponent has Licky Tongue here, I think. Yep, but you still see how much Serperior got doing against his Licky Tongue, because Serperior is still not dead at all. Like, you look at that. We can get to another Frenzy Plant here, and we are fine. But yeah, against Hypno users, you should definitely try to win the lead, because you have to align the Deoxys against the Scrafty, otherwise you're kind of screwed. Here, I'm gonna try to time my moves right, so I get 2 Psycho Boosts against him, and get enough counter damage on him. And I was kind of lucky that my opponent didn't shield the first one, which gave me a better play here, that I can just throw my Psycho Boost. Again, they had to shield there, so we can just go into Bastion, and I think I have to farm down at this point. There's no real reason for me to throw the move if I get there even before. And I need to get to the move. I get to the move while I farm down, and I can throw the Stone Edge here to finish off the Licky Tongue. Good game. We have the next opponent here. We have Serperior against Abomasnow. That's really bad for me. And I have to go out into my Deoxys defense, and we get hard counted again. This is not looking good. There's something where you kind of want to have Orc Slide, but at least we get a shield here. But I have to get the thing low, because I kind of need it low for my Bastion. Against Bastion is also like not the best matchup. But I can just go for a Psycho Boost here and get some damage on him. And at this stage I know, okay, like the Abomasnow is really good against my Serperior, so I just want to get some energy off the Marek here, and then now I have to hope that everything is weak to Bastion in the back. Which might be the case, which might not be the case. He goes into the Zimmeril, which I kinda expected. It doesn't make sense in the team comp. And it's still actually a kinda close game, I think. Because if the Azo does not have Hydro Pump, which he's definitely like at Hydro Pump right now, but he throws Ice Beam, but I think, okay, maybe it doesn't have Hydro Pump. This is definitely Ice Beam. I still have a chance to win this game if I keep my shields up and if I can switch out in time. And I get to the move before he gets to another Ice Beam, which is really good for me. So I can fish out the Azumarill. He goes back into the Abomasnow and throws immediately, which is okay for me. And I have a Flamethrower loaded, which is also cool, but it's gonna be really tough now. I have to farm down the Abomasnow basically, and I have to hope that he does not bait here, but he baits me. And he can go into the Marek. I can get rid of the Marek, but still, it's gonna be like uphill battle. If we survive the Weather Ball here, we would have been fine, but I don't know. We sadly don't survive that here, but it's okay. It was like hard lead loss and hard switching loss, and still was like a close game. Yeah, Serperior against Umbreon, I think that's also a really cool matchup here. His matchup is actually really good for Serperior. If you time the moves right, you don't really want to give your opponent extra moves. So he didn't get an extra move in here. I think I tried to Steam P-tie on him. I don't know if my opponent did that. He did not. He threw it here. But you see the Umbreon is already like below half here after like one Frenzy Plant. I can get to another Frenzy Plant here. And my opponent shields. And I can get to another Frenzy Plant here before my opponent throws his move, because he didn't expect me to get to those moves so fast. And now I think I'm actually gonna shield this, yeah, and try to farm them down so that I can align my Pokemon perfectly right, which is kind of crucial with this team. Now but I can still get to a Frenzy Plant against this Marek, and does a lot of damage. If you didn't know that, why didn't go for Aerial Ace? Aerial Ace is sadly a trash move. The move only does make sense to use if Frenzy Plant is resisted and Aerial Ace is super effective. Otherwise, you should always go for Frenzy Plant if Aerial Ace is neutral and Frenzy Plant is resisted. Resisted damage from Frenzy Plant is more than the damage from an Aerial Ace in this situation. My opponent has a Weakly Tough on the back, and it's basically a good game here. Weakly Tough just can't do anything against the Bastion, so I think my opponent even throws against me, which is really nice. What I should have done then in this situation was actually go directly into Deoxys, and that was like kind of misplay on my part, but my opponent threw here, which is fine. I can just go for one Psycho Boost, and this is a good game. But yeah, you saw how much the Serperior did in this match, weakening the Marek there, and also took down the Umbreon in the lead, which is cool. Okay, now we have a Charm Ninetales. I'm gonna get to a Frenzy Plant here and then switch here. It doesn't really matter that he gets to move, it doesn't hurt as much. He goes into Umbreon, which is fine for me. And he can go for the move here to kill me, which is fine. He goes for it like straight away, which is cool. And I actually go into Bastodon. I expect him to have Azu in the back, but I don't know. This or the Azu team in the back. We have to see. But Umbreon against Bastodon, like Umbreon always loses against Bastodon, especially against XL Bastodon. And try to get more energy here and then throw a Stone Edge. Exactly. Now we have like basically 1 on energy, throw the Stone Edge, and we're getting to move really quickly. We save a move here, and we can throw the move against the Azu. Now it's basically in range for the Bastion as well, and I can get to another move here, which is really solid for me. He has the shield here now, and we're actually able to get to another Frenzy Plant again, this Ninetales, which is like really huge, and he has the shield again. And now I kind of want to shield at least once here, so I'm not in bubble range. But he only went for the Weather Ball, which is also like resisted and doesn't really do that much damage, so I have to let this one go, otherwise he most likely would get to Hydro Pump. But now I can just go for a double Stone Edge and should win this match. And this is a good game to my opponent. That was also a really solid win there. Okay, and my opponent lagged here a bit. I think that was actually the first game I played with this team. I remember that now. And yeah, into the next game. We still have like 9 minutes to go, so we have a lot of games here. Serperior lead against the Stunfisk again, like a really good lead again. My opponent goes straight for the Rock Slide, which is fine, which is also the right play. Rock Slide is neutral, the Earthquake is resisted. Now I'm gonna try to see P-Tai on him all the time. And yeah, he goes straight for the Rock Slide again, and now we can always get a shield if he wants to shield. You can also get a shield back if you shield, but it's fine. We're still gonna win this matchup all the time, no matter what happens here. Also, if people are wondering why I have a 3, 15, 11 spread on my Serperior, not a better one. For me, I like actually if my Pokemon have like not 0 attack, but like 2, 3, or 1. Especially when they're in the lead, so they can win leads against Pokemon that have like perfect IV. And this spread is still a rank 21 spread and gets directly to 1500, and that's totally fine for me. That's like really good for me. And I think like having at least like 2, 3 attack sometimes really helps for CMP types. I expected some people at least using Serperior in the near future now, because they just got released. Here I actually make a kind of misplay, I think, but it's fine. I'm gonna go into my Bastodon, but I tried to get the next move because I thought he was go for 2 back-to-back moves there, but he didn't. So basically could farm down my Serperior for nothing, but it's fine. Now with the Venusaur, that's gonna be like still a rough game. I can't throw my move, I have to farm down, I have to hope that I can survive 2 Frenzy Plants here from my Venusaur. And we actually can survive that. He survived 1 HP, but this won't help him at all. Because XL Bastion is just the best Pokemon in the game right now. In my opinion, it's like the strongest one in Great League. Unless you like have the perfect matchup there, you kind of screwed against it. Like if you're not a ground type or a steel type or something like that, or a fighting type, you're kind of screwed against it. You will never win against it because it's so strong. Here we get a shield from the Sableye, which is all I really wanted. And I can go into my Bastodon, just soak all the moves and get rid of the Sableye immediately. And we have shield advantage now and switch advantage, which is all we really want. Opponent goes back into the Azu. This is totally fine, he has the throw against me. But what I'm actually doing here is farm up, because I expect him to have something weak against it in the back, and it's a Melrack. Because that is the tactical double ghost line, which I thought that's most of the time the case if you see Azu lead with a Sableye switch in. So that's what I kind of expected here. I just want to get this thing really low. And we have to see if we can win this match. Shadow Bone still hurts a lot. He can farm me down, which is kinda bad. I have to go into my Bastion and throw my move immediately. I can shield here, which is fine. And now my opponent has like a lot of energy on the Azu. I have to switch out into the Serperior here. I have to let it go. And it's a Playwright, so you run Playwright Hydro Pump, which is like really good for me. Because now I can actually do something really cool here. I can just shield the Playwright and can easily double up my moves here. So I have 2 Frenzy Plants stored, and I can just throw the Frenzy Plant against the Azu here, and throw the Frenzy Plant against the Merrick and finish off the game with the Serperior here. Serperior is just really cool because it's also so bulky. It's basically a Meganium with a different type coverage, and I really like it. It might be even a bit bulkier than Meganium, I don't know. Definitely feels like it. Now we have Bastion in lead. With Bastion in lead, like, you kinda can expect what he has in the back. It's either like Grass Hole, like double grass in the back, but then he would switch out in this matchup. Or it's like something like Fighter, or it is Sableye and Medicham. And I expected him to have like something like Sableye and Medicham, so I kinda wanted to stay in here and win the matchup. So I can realign my backline, otherwise I would be kinda screwed if he has a fighter in the back, and most of the time they have a fighter in the back with Bastion in the lead, because Bastion is so good against flying type Pokemon. And he goes into Hypno right now, and I kinda make a misplay here. I threw the move here, but I should have went like straight into Bastion, and now I see him, okay, he farms up so much energy. He most likely has the Focus Blast, and he does, which really hurts. I have to go for my Stone Edge here, because otherwise I would be completely dead with that thing. And he has a Venusaur in the back, which is interesting, but definitely doesn't make sense, because you kind of get out the Flyer with the Hypno, and you actually can counter the Flyer with the Hypno as well. Then Venusaur can kind of go without obstacle in the back in the end, but it's fine. Here I'm gonna catch the move on my Serperior, and like it's totally still looking really rough for me. I don't know how much a Psycho Boost would do. And he actually switches out so we can farm down the Bastion, and we get to 2 Psycho Boosts now, and this is gonna be enough. As you can see, 1 Psycho Boost wouldn't have been enough, so if I threw there, it would have been basically game over. But because my opponent tried to catch there, we won the game. A really good game there. Good game to my opponent. Medicham lead. I have to stay in here, of course, because I can't allow the Medicham to go in against my Bastion. Here again, Frenzy Plant does more damage than Aerial Ace. Even though Aerial Ace is super effective, Aerial Ace is just a garbage move sadly and has no step. And Frenzy Plant does like way more damage here. I can let this go. My opponent luckily has only Power Punch, and now he switches perfectly into Stunfisk, but this is not really a perfect swap for him. Like, we can still go for our Frenzy Plant and do a lot of damage against him. And I think I actually I think I shield this, do I? Yeah, I shield this. And I tried to catch the move on my Deoxys defense, but it didn't really work out, but it's fine. And my opponent goes into Medicham. I thought, okay, what the hell? What does he have in the back then? It must be really weak against Deoxys. I thought, oh, it's most likely also Bastion. So it's like kind of common that you have like this fighter double tank line. So it's nothing like too special, and I kind of expected that here, so I'm just gonna go for the Thunderbolt now against the Bastion. I knew there's a Bastion in the back, so I can just get some counter damage here, try to get to a Psycho Boost, and then switch out into my own Bastion, because there's nothing really you can do here. I'm an XL Bastion. I don't know if my opponent is XL, but we always win the matchup, especially if we have so much health lead there. I was basically at half health thanks to the counter from my Deoxys already. Now we kind of have to be kind of scared that the opponent comes back into the Medicham after we throw our Flamethrower, because if he does that, we're kind of screwed if we're locked in here. So I try to get to another Flamethrower before the switch clock went up. He throws here, so now he can switch out again after this. But I think he just stays in here. Oh, I see P-tie on him. That's fine though, that's definitely fine. He shields here and he goes into Medicham. I can go for the Psycho Boost here, and this is a good game because he can shield this, and he has his Bastion, and there's nothing really he can do. I just go into my Serperior. My opponent quits, and that's a good game. And this should be the last battle now. This was actually a game that was difficult to play, because I saw the Deoxys defense lead, which was fine. I just ran straight for the Frenzy Plant and tried to catch a move on my Deoxys here, and he threw. And I thought, okay, this might be a Rock Slide, but it's actually a Psycho Boost, which is really good. And now he's like so weakened, but he still stays in here and goes into a Vigoroth. Okay. Which reason should he go into Vigoroth, which is a bad matchup for him actually here, as a safe swap? There can only be like one answer for that, and that's that he has Obstagoon in the back. And that's basically also a common line kinda. It's triple counter team. It was like a Sombra for like a small period. It was kinda important in like I think season 4 or 5 or something. So I was kinda okay, that must be Obstagoon in the back. So I can't really rely on my Bastion here, and he goes into Obstagoon here, which is okay. That's why we saved the DD. And he goes to the shield here, and I can throw another one. And I think he shoots again, which is like the right play there. And now it's gonna be like really close. I have to go into my Bastion just to soak the charge moves, because like everything has counter, everything is like 4 times super effective against me. It's gonna be a tough game. But we can go into our Deoxys here and we do a lot of damage here. But is this gonna be enough? No, he goes into his own Deoxys, and here I have like frame drops and overtap thanks to the frame drops, which is like kills me the game here. But still, we can just farm this thing down. He throws a move against me again. But he is on 1 Stone Age range, and this is gonna win us the game. I hope you liked the showcase for Serperior. I really think this Pokemon is great. I think you should try to get that. It's kind of cheaper now, and it's super, super good.